Hello, hi everybody, it's Liz. How you doing? First off, listen, okay, so we hadn't had a graduation in like years, right? I think the last graduation was 2018. I think it was the Haruna. It was Ikubo Haruna who was the last member to leave, and that was in 2018. So we had 18, 19, 20, 21, 3 years without any movement. We'll always be interested in Morning Musume. However, I haven't had time to like listen to some of their newer songs, but from time to time, I would check the Wikipedia just to see if anybody was leaving because I'd always be curious. Like, I've been gone for so long, like, did anything happen? Da 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 da. So I'm checking. I just happened to, get the feeling and I wanted to check. And I go check, and what do you know? Machan. Sato Masaki, she's leaving. For 10 years, this girl's been in the group, right? 2011 to 2021. I think that's 10 years. I first saw it. I saw it last night, and I made a video last night, but I'm remaking it just because I didn't know that she was graduating from all of it. I thought she was just graduating from Morning Musume because they said she still wanted to be a soloist, so I thought she would probably stay on the Hilla project like a lot of people do. I thought she's graduating from the whole shit. So, like, wow. First things first, what's crazy about Machan graduating is that I wouldn't have never thought that she would be the one to last this long. I won't lie to you. I kind of in my head, like when 10th Gen first came around, I thought that Do would probably stay for a while. I kind of thought that Ikubo would stay for a while because I always thought that she would be kind of like that underrated member who would stay a really long time and people wouldn't be paying attention to her up until a certain point, and then it's like, oh shit, like she's been here this whole entire fucking time, like look at her go. But then her gonna end up leaving. And by the way, I just want to say that it is such a power move, in my opinion, for Ikubo to leave right as she kind of hit her glow up. You know what I mean? Like right when everyone was starting to pay attention to her, like everybody was on her nuts essentially, and she was like, "Oh, I'm out. Bye. I'm gonna go do my own thing." I love that for her. I really, really do. First thought about it, I was like, "Oh, Masaki's always injured. Masaki's always going through something." So I kind of figured that she would end up leaving eventually. But realistically, she's not always injured. She just has had two big issues that happened in a long space of time. Like in 2016, I believe she first got her back injury, which is like a ruptured disc or a slip disc in her back or something like that. I can't remember the exact. And in early 2020, I believe, she had been suffering from irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, so that she couldn't travel that much, and all that stuff was happening. So she ended up just saying, I guess I'm gonna graduate because it makes sense. She's like, I'd rather graduate rather than just be sitting here and being unsure of when I can promote with the group again. I totally get it. So she's graduating on December 13th, and her last concert will be at Budokan, which is great. I love that for her. She says that she wants to continue her music as a solo artist, so she's planning to distribute singing videos while monitoring her health, and I wish nothing but the best for her. Truly, I love her. Like, she's never been like my favorite in Morning Musume, but she's been kind of like a slept on type of. Okay, actually, I'll explain to you like this. Do you guys know how you have like your fave in a group, but then you have like a couple of other people that you love, but they aren't exactly your fave, but you still love them? Like, that's been me with Machan for like years. Like, I'd always, like, I was a big 6th Gen stan. I loved Reina, I loved Sayumi. Sakura was one of my favorite. Riho's also one of my favorites, but I've always loved Machan with the force of 1,000 suns because she is so fucking funny and pretty and cool, and I just love her air. Like, I love the way she's grown, actually, because when she first joined the group, it was very like childish and like a very cutesy like little sister type of way. Like, she used to kind of like annoy the other members, not literally annoy, but I remember seeing like a couple of videos and she used to like annoy the other members, and it was like playful and cute or whatever. But as she grew up, she got very cool, like very like cool big sister, like, and I love that for her. She's so sick. And I really think that of anybody in Momusu to have a solo career, I think Machan could kind of kill some shit. It just all depends on what path she decides to take. Like, I feel like if she really truly wanted to, she could be a huge star. And something I was thinking about earlier this morning, I was just listening to music or whatever, and I wanted to kind of pair this with this video because I think it'd be cool if she did do that, because she's still young. She's born in 1999, so she's younger than me. I'm 23, so she's 22 now. She's not that old. Wouldn't it be sick if Machan kind of went to like Korea and like did one of those shows or whatever? Because I've always sat here and thought, right, with the rise of, Produce 48 and IZ*ONE, and, now there's this big, like, influx of, Japanese and Chinese idols coming over to do these, Korean, like, variety shows to see if they can make it into these temporary groups or whatever. I always wondered, why didn't Hello Project kind of slide their favor in there? Like, why wouldn't they? I feel like Hello Project needs something to kind of bring Morning Musume back to the public eye. I think a lot of fans have been saying this for a while. Like, momusu has never hit the heights that the golden era has hit, and I think the golden era was just a combination of a lot of luck, honestly, because that's what it is. Getting famous and getting really, really big famous, for the most part, it's not a science. It's often just luck. So a lot of people have been trying to figure out, like, what can Hello Project do to recreate that, to possibly get them publicly noticed again on the same level as an AKB48 or Perfume or whoever. And I feel like if they went over to Korea, I think that would be a great opportunity for them. I don't understand why they haven't done it. Maybe they don't want to give a member of Momusu up to Korea for upwards of, I don't know, 3-4 years if they make it into the group. I understand that. Because it was different for AKB48, where they have so many fucking members and groups and stuff like that, that, like, even if it's a popular member, if they leave for a while, for the most part, everybody will be fine. Momusu does have a large lineup, but we are very, attached to them, so it would be very noticeable if, say, Sakura or Machan went over to Korea for 3-4 years and we didn't have them in Momusu. It would be really, really noticeable. I mean, what else are they doing? Like, I know that they're doing their best given COVID and everything like that, but I just think that would be sick, and I would just love to see that crossover, like I'm seeing with AKB48 and K-pop, and I'm so happy for them, but I'm like, I want that for Morning Musume too. I've been a fan of Momusu for so fucking long that they just feel so underrated, and I'm just like waiting for the moment that it clicks for everybody. And again, it also has to do with them coming out with the right song at the right time and everybody paying attention, and there's a lot of outlying factors that lead up to it. But I just want I want that AKB48 level of fame and notoriety for Momusu. I really, truly do, because I think that they deserve it. They've been out here for how long? Since 1997. I think they're one of the most longest running girl groups ever, I think. So, like, why not? Why not bridge that gap? And if anybody's gonna do it, I feel like in my head, if anybody was gonna do it, it was gonna be Riho. I thought Riho would be a perfect one, but she's doing what she's doing. If anybody else is gonna do it, Machan will be a perfect inclusion on that. Miki would also be a good trade, because she's multifaceted in the sense that she can speak English, and, like, we can do more with that. I think Arena would be a good trade-off too, just because I kind of have this feeling that, like, Korea would not respect, what's the word I want to say? I feel like Korea would love Arena in a way that Japan doesn't necessarily love her. You know what I mean? Arena's always been one of those very underrated ass members where nobody really paid that much attention to her. I feel like Korea would love her a lot. I think Korea would love Chisaki as well. And I would just love to see how their talents could grow under the guise of, those K-pop reality shows, because I have a video that I'm definitely going to make soon about the differences between K-pop and J-pop and what makes J-pop idols and K-pop idols so different, because it's been talked about a little bit. I love that this video started as me talking about Masaki and now it's turned into this, but it was talked about a little bit during Produce 48 when people were making compilations of, like, the Japanese members and their culture shock being brought to Korea, and it's because people have talked about this before. J-pop idols are more built off of the thing of, like, okay, when you audition, if you look cute and you have the potential to be something big, we will put you in the group and we will see your growth. For example, Sayumi from Morning Musume, she never necessarily learned how to sing, but being the fact that she was so adorable, when they added her to the group, that it was under the guise of, like, okay, you can't really sing, but you're really cute and you have this drive, you clearly want to be a part of this, so let's see how far this takes you, and then look at how popular she became. Whereas with K-pop, you train and train and train to be perfect, essentially perfect, and then you debut and you just get better and better and better. So I think that's the difference, and that's what makes the appeal from J-pop to K-pop a little bit different, because I know a lot of people tend to look at J-pop, a lot of K-pop stans who will come to J-pop and be like, why can't these girls sing? Why can't these girls dance? Da 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 da. It's because they don't really train to the extent that K-pop idols do. So that's the difference there. But what would be interesting is to see how those J-pop idols, like we saw in Produce 48, come over to the K-pop side, and they train like K-pop idols do, to see how good they are. I think if they really like sat there and like focused on her singing abilities and her dancing abilities and her performance abilities, because she's already got great ability. She's been in this group for 10 years, so she's got talent there. I just want to see what would happen if they really focused in on it and like honed in on it and just pushed her to the moon. We're talking about in a perfect scenario where, you know, her IBS is settled and she can move around and actually travel and go do things. You don't want to send a momusu girl over there. Hey, send some of your keachypeen over there. Send somebody. I know that graduation concert finna be sad than a motherfucker though. God damn, y'all know motherfuckers finna be sobbing in the No, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to the sad part of it, but I am looking forward to her future. I hope that she does well. I genuinely do. Because how many times have we had a Morning Musume member graduate and then they go solo, and it doesn't they don't really go, I mean, they go solo, but like, they don't really do much. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very rare that you see a Momusu member leave the group and still either maintain that amount of popularity or get even more popular. I do kind of wonder. I don't think they're gonna do any more auditions. I don't think that we need another 3 or 4 girls to fill the shoes that Masaki left. I don't necessarily think that we need that, but I do wonder if they're gonna do another audition, because it's been a while. I think, when was the last, okay, so 2019 was when the last girls were added, so it's been a couple of years. There was a point in time when we were getting we were getting graduations back to back. We were also getting auditions back to back, so we were getting like a solid group of girls kind of brought in every so often. I think now we have come to a point where they're kind of settled and we're just letting people get to know, like, okay, this is current Morning Musume, this is the lineup now, get used to it. And I think we should stick with that. I don't think Hello Project needs to add no more members. Go ahead and end the video there because I got like a small headache. I think it's because I need to eat. By the way, I'm gonna make a video about the differences between K-pop and J-pop, because as a person who's a fan of both, I would love to talk about it. I also want to make a video of like a introduction to Morning Musume, or like a biography of Morning Musume, because it's not, I don't think there's a couple of videos out there who've done it. I just want to put my own little twist on it, because I love Morning Musume and I love any fucking way that I can put them into the conversation. I would love that. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you would like to, you can join my Discord. I just recently added a J-pop tab for those of you who are J-pop stans who follow this channel. You guys want to join the Discord and come hang out and come talk. I have some channels in there for you, so we can go vibe there. I have a Patreon if you want to check that out. Social medias are there as well. Important links are in the description. All of that good stuff always in the description, so make sure you check that stuff out. And that's it. So I will see y'all. My head hurts. Bye.